Another big mail day. Free agency has just kicked off, for me at least. If you're watching these videos, you might be watching them after I do them because I don't upload these unless I don't have anything else to talk about. So depends on when you're seeing this, but free agency just started. And one thing I'm noticing is it really, I mean, I already knew this, but it shakes up a lot of what my plans were. Like players are going places. Like for a good example is Tua just signed with the Falcons, and that changes what happens with Penix because I have been buying Penix. Now, luckily, my Penix cards are up from when I bought them. So I'm listing those and selling them because it's like, do I want to wait and see if he's going to be able to compete with Tua? They're probably just going to go with Tua at first, but I don't really want to sit through that quarterback competition. So I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of this stuff now. So stuff like that is happening. It's like, oh yeah, another reason why buying in the off season is tricky. So I'm starting to lean more towards just buying after the season is over, not over, but right after it begins and ends. This time of year, it's not, I think it's time to stop buying football for a little bit. Unless it's somebody like, what's funny is Tua, because it was yesterday, actually, when I heard that he got cut from the Dolphins. The first thing I did was I went and put in a bid for a Tua card. I haven't got it yet, but I put a bid in for a Tua, and then today, this morning, I wake up and he signed with the Falcons. So it's like, man, I should have been buying his stuff after he had looked really bad with the Dolphins, because I think what happens is you see a player doing really, really bad, and you're like, oh man, he's just gonna go off he's just gonna ride off into the sunset. This is it. We'll never hear from Tua again. But it never ends like that. They always get a second chance. So buying his stuff at that moment, like when he started getting those concussions and stuff, that's when I think it's like, I know that's when, but it's the hardest time to buy it too. So anyway, bought another Cam Ward. This is probably one of the last raw cards I've bought in a while, because I'm just thinking to myself, like, I'm just tired of like getting them and then they end up not being the condition that I want or that I need them to be in, and then having to get rid of them. It's like putting them up for sale and trying to essentially cut my loss on the card before it goes down too much. So there's like this one right here. There's a ding right in the middle of the card. It's right there. I didn't see it in the photos. So I'm leaning more and more towards just buying at card shows. I'm just chiseling my skills, really. So give me about a year or two. Now, a lot of the basic stuff I know, but as far as timing, that's what I'm really trying to nail down, is my timing. I don't think I can pick it up. Maybe you can see it on there, but it's right next to the logo right there. So this has a ding. So now I just got to list this and try and get rid of it. And it's like, I would rather, if I'm going to do it, I would rather do the timing game as far as like injuries and playoffs. Buying these cards raw to grade them, it may be a little bit, but it's looking like something that it's not really worth my time. Now, that brings me to my next topic, which should be in one of I don't want to do this one yet. We'll do, so I think those in the boxes are probably the good ones that I bought. Let's see what this is. Beckett. I don't remember buying a Beckett card. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. PC. This is like the highest grade that I could find on this. Out of $4.99. Cam Newton. I almost said Cam Ward. Cam Newton. Refractor. Purple refractor. Man, these aren't hitting. This refractor isn't really refractoring that hard, man. It ain't really refractoring. It's cool though. Let's see what this is. But hopefully this can help me segue into what I have been doing. But raw cards, I'm tired of getting them in the mail and there's being something wrong with them. We got Taylor Green. I bought this guy after the draft. Just I might have bought the top on it. I saw it and I said, that's gotta be low. Cause I had just seen it, just seen the draft, and I had never heard of this guy. So I said, let's get an auto in and hold it to the draft. So we'll get the prices on this stuff at the end. You know, we got to get our hobby gold out. Put that up. Maybe this one. So this is some old stuff actually. So maybe this isn't the video where I get into it. It's the next mail day. Autograph. Oh, Haynes King. Another one. It's like, now that it's in the, I got it. It's like, should be able to get rid of it in the draft or at least break even. Because I bought these right when the draft happened. I mean, not when the draft happened, but the combine. So you know what? There might be some sleeper quarterbacks in there. Now that I think about it. This was a Beckett too. I guess so. This is my first Beckett 10-10. It's pretty cool. I wonder how much I paid for this. This is pretty cool. I seen him play a couple times, not in person, but seemed pretty solid. Who do we have here? You know what? I got a pile of cards beside me, so if this one isn't one of them, I'll still talk about it. And I think it is because I've seen tag. So one thing I started doing, I had this brilliant idea. I'm sure a lot of people have had. It's the crossover. Now, I've watched a couple of videos about tag, and the interesting thing about tag is they use, from what I understand, if not something very similar to AI, to grade their cards. So it takes a lot of subjectiveness out of it. And that's what a lot of people complain about with PSA. And one thing that I noticed with PSA 10s is a lot of times they have issues on them. So this is a PSA 10 of Drake May. Now, it has a print line going down right here. It's not crazy. You probably can't see it, but there's a print line running through right there. I wouldn't have sent this in because of that print line. I bought this as a 10, but I wouldn't have sent that in if I seen that print line. But this got a 10 and the back. That's how much I paid for it, but there's a lot of whitening going across the top. So it's a lot of cards that I've recently been like, I'm not sending that in. I said, let me look at some of these 10s. They actually have, look at that. It's like chipping going all the way across. So I say that to say, if this is a 9 and they're using AI, and the cool thing about these is I can type in that number right there. Let's do it right now. This is, you can too, P9269 giggity 399. And hit search, and it will show me this card and the issues with it. This is somewhere where they're kind of excelling. And then they'll show me the card, the population, the card rank, highest mint. And it says, this is its issues. So it's got a ink defect on the back bottom right. Bottom right. Now, I'm not seeing any ink defects on the back view. Oh, okay. Wow. Like, look at this. It's across from rated rookie. I'm not seeing anything. That's the issue with this card. And which basically says there are no issues with this card. And then you can scroll down even further and they give you the measurements and everything. This right here, I don't think PSA is paying attention to that stuff, man. Like the angle of, look at how critical this software is of this card. Like saying it's got a ding corner a little bit. Like this is a 10, like this card is a 10. So that's one thing I started doing is I started buying tag 9s. And the cool thing about tag 9s is they go for the same price as a PSA 9, maybe even cheaper. So it's an experiment I'm going. So here's one of my tag 9s. Here's another one. This is Tyler Shook. This one actually, I don't think I'm gonna send because I see it's off center. So I'm just like, I might pass on that. I'm sending that one in. Here's another. Jaden Daniels. Now this looks like a 10. Like I don't see any print lines. The back, I mean, there may be some chipping there, maybe. But it's probably worth sending in. Cam Ward 9. Pay for this one. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. Like if I'm looking at PSA, you know, if I'm looking at PSA, these are 10s basically. This one, so Jordan, you know, once I was like, oh man, let's buy Jordans and send them in the PSA. It was like, nah. So probably just maybe keep it or get rid of it. Probably best to keep it. And I bought this dark Gyarados, but I see there's some whitening on the corners, so I'm not gonna do this one. And this Jordan, I don't know. I think this one is clear. I think I cleared this one. But this one right here, I don't think. Like this one right here, this looks like a 10. Like if I sent this to PSA and they don't give this a 10 because the corners are perfect on it and it doesn't have any issues on tag, or the issues on tag are like there's nothing. And you can even, for the surface, it got this feature where, yeah, the surface defect transparency slider. So I can do like this and you can go in and see if there's like a scratch. This is that ding that they're talking about, but I swear, like, I'm trying to find it again. I really don't see that. So there's a line going through on the card right here. And it's saying that an ink defect is supposed to be right here on this blue part right here, but I don't see anything. Those are the cards I've started moving to, and I'm going to get them cracked out of here. And once I have enough of them, oh, we got one more card. All right. We got, must be something big. Oh, Bo Nix. Bo Nix out of 9. So I was doing the same thing with 9s, right? So I might just do it all in one batch and just kind of try and remember what was PSA 9 and what was tag 9. But this, and I'm aiming for cards with white backgrounds. Like Select has a lot of white backgrounds. Prism is the hardest because it has black corners. So something that with light colors on the back and the surface, you know, as long as you have centering and no scratches, the surface is usually pretty good. So this looks pretty solid. Also, what it would be if it got a 10, that's important. Like if this is $70, it needs to be worth at least like 200 or something for it to be worth sending them to get graded. So doing this now, getting them cracked, getting them sent, and then when they come back, they're getting ready to play. I think that'll be a nice timing, especially guys that are for sure gonna be starting. You know, doing it with Penix and stuff, that's what I was doing it, but it's like, I think I'm gonna slow up for now. Almost forgot to go over the values. So this Cam Ward, 229. Yikes. So we better get rid of this hot potato. Luckily, he's a starter. There's really no risk to holding him right now. I'm probably holding him at a bottom or somewhere close to it. So I should be able to get most of my money back on this since it has that ding on it, but I got to get it listed ASAP. This Haynes King auto out of 75. Scared to check this one. Not bad. Just 127. I think this will be worth more than that going into the draft. This Taylor Green PSA 10 auto. 131. I don't think that's too bad. I don't think it goes much lower than that between now and the draft. If anything, it probably goes up. Cam Ward back at 9 out of 499. I said it. I said Cam Ward. Cam Newton. Yeah, 113 for this. I don't think that's bad at all for a earlier or later Topps Chrome. I think this era of sports cards, they weren't making many, so I think this will hold its value long term. Jaden, $44 for this PSA 9. I think that's pretty good. Bo Nix out of 9. Well, PSA 9. Sending this to get graded for sure. 223. Now you're seeing these values that are probably higher than what the listing say, because this is including everything. So when I calculate how much I paid for a card, I count the shipping and the tax, because that's the real number. So if I'm going to sell this card, I need to sell it for at least $224. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. So like I want to start saying, I'm not keeping any of this stuff for longer than a few months. So this is not me investing in these. This is me buying these to grade them or to hold them, to flip them for certain periods. And the only one I'm going to keep is this one. So talk to you in the next one. Peace.